All right. Very good. I'm glad that you're here, man. So, yesterday I told you that your homework was to think about this question. What is your opinion about online movies and video games? So, answer that for me. Ismail, what is your opinion about online movies and video games?
In my opinion, I start with the movies.
Okay.
My opinion, the movies a are a good idea for uh, teach another person or the public in general to do things. And for example, in some movies show the culture of some countries and things like that. You can learn about in the movies. I guess.
Okay. Yes. So you're saying it's a good way to learn about different cultures, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
And with the video games, it's a good idea the- for how do you say mejorar,
Improve.
for improve your mind in some action. For example, some um, every one of the games you need some experience or sometimes you need seeing about the strategies and things for win the party or win points in the game. And
Okay.
you can add to experience in some parts of the life in the video game.
Okay. So what you're saying is um, that they help you be more practical, and in return, video games can make you more practical in real life. Is that true?
Yeah, you for example can get more. How do you say reflejos?
Reflejos.
Mm-hmm.
Reflections.
Reflection about outside of things. You can see a lot of things and uh, how do you say desarrollar?
Develop.
Develop, development new abilities.
Develop new
Uh,
abilities. Yes.
yeah, about this.
So let me tell you about one of the games that has helped me. Maybe you can tell me about one of the games that helped you. When I was a child, I I used to play um, Need for Speed a lot. Need for Speed, that was my favorite. I loved car games when I was a child. Like I started playing video games when I was like 6 years old. I remember I had the PlayStation One, and I love Need for Speed. And personally, I think it helped me to be a better driver, you know, and it helped me to make quick decisions because in Need for Speed you need to turn fast, be careful with the car, and do this. So it helped me to think quick, to make fast decisions, and that's an important ability because some people they don't think fast, and that's a problem, right? So Ismail, do you have like a game that you think has helped you in real life?
Or some things, I don't know really, but I seen some games that I played before. I can get more abilities than the reflections. And for example, in the sport, the games is a good fun to learn about some roles and some things, and sometimes you can get more abilities of this sport.
You mean like Wii and the Xbox Connect and things like that?
Yeah, and and like you say, the I play Xbox 360 in my TV, and I play the Forza Horizon. I can learn about some rows on drives and how is the phone to how do you say funciona
Function,
function the car.
how the car functions, right?
Yeah,
Oh, man, that's cool, man. I totally agree. Thank you for sharing. Jackie and Andres, welcome to the class. Um, Ismael and I were discussing, the homework. Well, I told you to think about this question. What is your opinion about online video games and movies? Ismael said that, movies are great because they help you learn about the cultures from different countries. And he says that video games help us to develop different skills in real life. What do you guys think?
Mm, Me, uh, I think that it depends. And right now, the video games more in cell phones are um, are in
Evolving.
evolution or involved more than before. And the for me, um, the ad of the video games is that um, for the kids and for the young people and can the video games of this time can um, can speak or to be um, close of of your friends of many people in different parts of the world. And the
Like a good way
movies,
to connect, right?
yes, in the movies, I think that it's not a good involved because right now there are many movies. For example, Netflix, I can see many movies that without how do you say sentido, without feeling.
Without, I don't even know. Yeah,
Uh,
without a purpose.
yeah, with a purpose. So, but the good thing about the movies of these times is that many movies are um, how do you say cuidando,
Taken care of.
taking care of, are taking care of with the violence, with the bad words, etc., etc. So it's the only um, good thing
Yeah.
I think. But the purpose, I think that the movies before uh, were better.
Okay. Cool, man. Thank you. I also agree. And maybe it's because in the past, nobody had a movie yet, so you had many options to make a movie. Now everybody has a movie. There's a movie about cars, movies about love, movies about scary things, and it's more difficult. You need to be more creative, and sometimes people, you know, it's difficult to be creative. to make something new. So they invent something and it's kind of meaningless. So I agree, man. Miss Flores, what do you think?
Well, I don't like video games online. Well, in general, I don't like video games. So I don't have any idea about video games. And about movies online, I think it's it's interesting because, for example, in this quarantine, we are stressed, and I don't know, maybe a lot of people are bored right now, and they just want to relax and watch a movie or to hang out with your family, watch a movie, and it's okay when you are bored, just watch a movie. Yeah.
Is that what you do, Jackie?
Right now, no, because I'm busy.
Okay, okay. I agree. I agree with you, Jackie. It's a good way to relieve stress. And my opinion is that everything is good if we can learn something from it. We can learn something from video games all the time. We can learn things from movies, even if the movies are meaningless, like they don't have a purpose. We can learn something. You know? Maybe a new word, maybe some new fashion because the actors are really fashionable. You know? So I think if we can learn, then it is great. All right. But thank you guys for doing the homework. Now, let's begin with the lesson for today. Now, I told you that I wanted your opinion about the online movies and video games. Today, specifically, we're going to talk about video games. Okay? So, what do you think? Do you think that violence, killing and abuse, do you think violence in video games is bad for children?
For me, no. No, there are kind of video games with violence, but it is a violence in different ways in take caring,
Taking care of.
taking caring,
Care of.
care of.
Okay. So in your opinion, it's not.
So it is not an influence for the kids, I think.
Okay. Thank you, Andres. And Ismael, Jackie, what do you guys think?
What?
Like, do you think violence in video games is bad for children?
Yeah, I see.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Jackie, what about you?
Well, mm, I think are just these are video games are just a game, no something that you learn how to be in the real life, because this is a fiction, no something that you develop in the real life.
Okay. I like that answer. I like that. Now, with those things in mind, open your book to page 26. Ismael, what is the date?
Uh, Each 6th of October. Let's see. October 6th.
6th.
6th. Let's see. No.
6th. 2020. Okay. Today, we are going to read an article about violence in the media. Okay, violence in the media. So, beautiful students. Well, I forgot. I need to put the other information here too. Page 26. You are with me, Fernando. Viewpoint 1, 2, that's B. Okay. Anyways, Andres, read 1A, please.
Prepare which of these statements about violence in the media do you agree with? Number 1, it can make people aggressive. Number 2, it's just harmless entertainment. Number 3, it's harmful to children. And number 4, it should be banned. Banned.
Okay. Now, I know what you're thinking. What is harmful? What is harmless? Well, harmful is bad. Harmless is not bad. Okay? Like, for example, smoking cigarettes is harmful. Okay? Exercising at night, harmless. It's not bad. Okay? Harmful, bad. Harmless, not bad. Okay? Just a little tip, an extra tip. Whenever you see lists at the end of a word, it's usually the opposite. Let me give you an example. Well, here we have harmful, and then we have harmless. And like I said, harmful is bad, and harmless is good. Okay? If I say home, that means you have a home. If I say homeless, that means you do not have a home. Okay? Paper documents and paperless documents. That just means that one of them uses paper and one of them no papers. Maybe it is digital. All right, so just remember, whenever you see less in a word, it's usually the opposite of a word. Okay? But anyways, what do you agree with? Violence in the media can make you aggressive, it's harmless, it's harmful, or it should be banned. Remember, banned is canceled, erased. What do you agree with? Andres?
I'm agree with number
agree.
2. I agree with number 2.
Only number 2.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you agree with, Jackie?
Same, just number 2.
2. And Ismael?
Number 2.
Only number two. Okay, all you think is just harmless entertainment. Great. Okay. Now, I want us to watch this video. It's about this topic, okay? Remember, you said it's just harmless entertainment. It's not bad. Let's watch this video. I hope my internet doesn't mess up. 720? Oh yes, it's gonna be messed up. So let me make that lower. Okay guys, the title of this lesson, well, the title of this video is Do Video Games Make You Violent? It's a 3-minute video. Let's watch it and let's see if it changes your opinion, okay? The subtitles will be at the bottom.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Stay tuned for more information at the end. Politicians often blame video games for some of the violence in our world, and while it is true that the top 5 most popular video games right now are all shooter games, do the guns on screen really translate into aggression in real life? Can video games make you violent? One of the main arguments people make against video games is that they prime kids to be violent. Priming is a non-conscious form of memory where one stimulus influences the response to a subsequent stimulus. For example, if I said the word yellow, then asked you to name a fruit, you would most likely say banana. This led to a study in which researchers had participants play one of 2 games. One game where they were in a car avoiding collisions, another where they were just a mouse avoiding a cat. Following the game, the researchers, based on priming, hypothesized the players would be faster at categorizing objects associated with the game they played more quickly in the real world. So the players looked at pictures of things like a bus or a dog and were asked to quickly label them either as a vehicle or an animal. Those who played the car game were no faster at categorizing vehicles, and those who played the cat game were no faster at categorizing animals. In fact, those who played each game had a slower reaction time to the related category, meaning negative priming might actually be occurring. Oh, science, you're always just messing with us, aren't ya? But unlike the 8-bit games of our past, today's game designers are capable of producing incredible graphics. Therefore, another criticism is the more realistic a game, the more likely it will activate aggressive behavior. To study this concept, one study had participants play one of 2 combat games. One where the characters were modeled using ragdoll physics, movements modeled off of the human skeleton, which means they had very physically realistic death behaviors. The other game used deaths that were extremely unrealistic. Afterwards, aggression was assessed via a word association test, and the game with the more realistic deaths showed no increase in aggression. Of the available research, most find no link between video games and violence. A meta-analysis of studies showing a positive link between games and aggression found that they often used ineffective lab tests of aggression, for example, measuring brain waves and heartbeats, which doesn't necessarily translate to actual criminal behavior. And in the past, when a correlation has been found, it's been weak. Criminologists who study mass homicides refer to the link between violent games and crime as a myth. In fact, in 2011, the US Supreme Court ruled that research did not find a clear connection between violent video games and aggressive behavior. Unfortunately, we all know how often, after a crime, video games and violent media get brought into the conversation. But the truth is, this might actually be distracting from the more significant causes of violence. Thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. As someone who has had therapy benefit my life over the last 3 years, BetterHelp is an accessible, low-cost way to access a licensed therapist, something that we all can benefit from.
So you have to be 18 years or older to use this service, which gives you access to licensed therapists through...
Okay, now I know the guy was speaking a little fast, but the purpose is not to, understand the words. If you watch the movie, well, not the movie, the pictures and stuff, what did they say? What did they say? Is there a link or no link between violence in video games and violence in real life? Link or no link? So there is a connection with violence and in the media
Can be.
and violence in real life, or no link.
Can
Remember,
be a
link
link.
is a connection,
Oh no, no link.
no link. Okay, great, great. That's true. Um, there is no link, and it's just harmless entertainment. Okay? Now, look, like I told you the other day, I'm going to prepare you a little bit for the test as well. You know, we're going to be learning English, but also, you know, preparing you for the test. So, Jackie, do you have your book now?
Yes.
Yes. Ismael, you have your book?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, this is what you're going to do. You see these statements right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, well, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Right? All of you said that you agree with number 2. Okay? I'm gonna set a timer on my phone for 1 minute. And you have 1 minute to answer this question. Read the article. Which of the statements in exercise A would the writer agree with? Find reasons for your answers in the article. Okay? Now, you're only gonna have 1 minute. So I do not want you to read whether we like it or not. You know, don't look for important words. Look for important words, positive, negative words about this. Okay? And then you're going to say, oh, I think the writer would agree with number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. Do you understand? Yeah or no?
Only answer.
No.
Okay, so check this out. I'm going to repeat it one more time. You're going to read the article fast in 1 minute. And then you're going to decide what would the author or the writer of this article agree with. Would he agree with 1, 2, 3, or 4? Okay, the person that wrote this, does he agree with 1, 2, 3, or 4? And then you're going to check it. Oh, the author agrees with number 1. He agrees with number 2, with number 3. Now, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Ismail, you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna have 1 minute. Okay, guys, remember, don't try to understand everything. Just read fast, scan. Okay? You have 1 minute. Please begin now. Okay? If you did not finish, it's okay. But tell me, what do you think the author would agree with? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
1.
1? Why do you say one, Jackie?
Because the thing that I read was the writers say right makes teenagers have a aggressive behavior or something like that.
Where did you see that? Which paragraph?
I think number 3.
3. Violent games are often blamed for aggressive behavior on school playgrounds. Okay. Okay. So Jackie says number 1. Andres, what do you think?
Number 2.
Number 2. Why do you say number 2, my friend?
Because he said that there are some video games that include extreme violence and killing.
Okay. Where did you see that?
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, in number 3, in number 1 also.
Number 1. Okay, great. Thank you. Ismael, what do you think?
Number 1.
Number 1?
Yeah.
All right. It makes people aggressive. Why? Tell me your reasons.
Because, for example, the child normally confuses the reality with the fantasy, and when they play a lot of game of violence, they say, "Oh, it's good for a game, and I want to try to do this." And sometimes, when they, as a teenager, they are a teenager, um, they continue to confuse these things, and and they have aggressive behavior about all the persons or in the life in general.
Wow, very good answer, man. Okay. All of you said number 1. That is what the author says. And all of you have good points. Now we are going to do something. Okay? We are going to do something. Everybody has their books and with them, right? You have it with you right now? Yeah? Okay. Andres and Ismael, do you have your book with you right now?
Yeah.
Me no, man. I have, but right now no.
Okay. Got you. And as you guys said, the author definitely agrees with number 1 and definitely agrees with number 3 as well. Okay, but that is just the author. Why it says is for children? Well, it says it in number 6, right? Right. Children tend to prefer games that require them to be aggressive, violent, and desensitize players, killing, and things like that. But anyways, so you don't have your book right now. That's okay, Andres. Can you see this book right here perfectly fine?
Yes.
Okay. This is what we are about to do. We are about to speed read. We are going to speed read. All right? Okay, I don't even know if you can see that. It's very dark. Let's see, right there. Cool. Speed read means to read fast. All right, we're going to read paragraphs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 as fast as possible. Okay, now, how can you read fast? Well, Ismael and Jackie, you have your books physically with you. Okay, one strategy that you can do or use to read faster is to follow with your finger. Okay, follow with your finger. You like this. Okay, it will help you because you know it's less strain on your eyes because you know if you're only reading with your eyes, you need to follow the words, and the text is very small. But following with your fingers will help you a lot. Okay, and Andres, you are on your phone or laptop, I don't know, please use your fingers to follow, okay? If you are right-handed, use your right index finger. If you are left-handed, use your left index finger. Is that clear? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not gonna do this, you know, just to be crazy. No, 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 no. We are going to time ourselves. I'm gonna have a timer. How do you say timer in Spanish? Temporizador. I'm gonna have a timer or a stopwatch, you know, and I'm going to be counting how long it takes us, okay? And we're going to read this paragraph, well, this article 2 times. The first time will probably be slow. The second time we need to read faster, okay? Now, there are some important things. Well, first I'm going to put your names on here. Ismael, you read first. Then Jackie, number 2. Andres, number 3. And then it's going to go in order, okay? Ismael, Jackie, Andres. And again, Ismael and Jackie. I'm putting your initial, okay? Now, it is imperative that you start reading as fast as possible, okay? There are 2 things. The first one, if you don't know how to pronounce a word, don't worry, okay? I will take note and I will tell you about it when we finish, okay? If you don't know how to pronounce a word, just try to say it as best as possible, okay? Like right here, this word right here. If you think it is witness it, say witness it. It's witnessed, by the way, 2 syllables, witnessed. But if you don't know how to pronounce the word, say it how you think it is, but continue, do not stop. The purpose is to not freeze. Do not freeze. Do not stop for anything. Just read, okay? So I am going to be busy writing your mistakes and taking track of the time. So Ismael, please get ready. Jasmine, Jackie, and Andres, also please get ready. Okay, I'm going to begin the timer right now. Okay, Ismael, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Whether we like it or not, violence is a part of all mass media. It's on TV and the internet, in movies, music, and the video games people play. What is most disturbing, perhaps, is that it's not used in adult entertainment. On a typical Saturday morning, children's television show up to 25 acts of violence per hour, which means that by the age of 18, the average person has witnessed around 200,000 violent acts.
What kind of impact does this have on young people? Over 25 years ago, psychologists found that elementary school children who watch many hours of violence on television had more aggressive behavior as teenagers. In recent years, however, research have turned their attention to the problem of violence in video games, which are now a more popular form of entertainment than movies.
One disturbing trend in video game design, sorry, video game design is the number of games that include extreme violence and killing. Critics of video games are concerned about the impact that these types of video games can have, especially on young people. Violent games are often blamed for aggressive behavior on school playgrounds and in extreme cases, for the rise in school shootings. However, oh no.
However, are violent video games the cause of violent behavior?
Psychologists claim that there is evidence that suggests that playing violent video games really does make people feel, think, and behave more aggressively. The research also suggests that video games have a greater influence than television because they are interactive and players identify with a take on the role of the killers in the game.
Yes. Andres? Uh-oh, he left, he left. Um, Ismael, continue, please.
With the part of Andres?
Yes, please.
Okay. There are games that reward players for positive, for social behavior such as cooperating or sharing. However, children tend to prefer games that require them to be aggressive, violent, or competitive in order to win. One point that critics of violent video games make is that these games are regularly used as part of military training, where the aim is to desensitize the player to killing. The same seems to be happening to young people, they say. I will continue. In one study, 80% of high school students said they were familiar with a particular violent computer game, but fewer than 5% of parents have even heard of it, which proves how little parents are engaging with this complex issue.
Isn't it time for us all to make more interest in the effect that media violence has on us and do something about it?
4 minutes and 28 seconds. I say 28 because it's 92 minutes, not 28. So 4 minutes and 28 seconds, guys. All right, very good. Question, did you use your finger? Be honest, did you use your finger to read?
No.
Me, no.
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 Not me.
Great, you need to use it this time, okay? Look, we spent 2 hours, not 2 hours, 4 minutes and 28 seconds on this. We're going to do it again, and I want you to do it in 3 minutes. 3, that's an ugly 3, but I want you to do it in 3 minutes. That is our target. There. This is a better 3. We're going to do it in 3 minutes. So remember, 428. Now I want you to do it in 3 minutes. Look, guys, do the finger thing. I promise you, it will make a big difference. Okay? Do it in your book. You know, do it in your book. Andres, you're going to stay here, or are you having problems with the connection?
Yeah, I had, but I'm okay.
Okay, so we're going to put Andres back in the game. Andres, number 3. And number 6, okay? So, Ismael, I use your book, man. Your book. Don't use the screen. Use your book. Put a check on number 1, on number 4, and on number 7. So in your book, you know, when you hear Andres stop speaking, you immediately begin. And Jackie, put a check on number 2, on number 5, and on number 8, okay? In your book. So whenever you hear Ismael stop, you begin. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Our objective is 3 minutes. But before we begin reading again, there is a word. There are 4 words that you need to know how to pronounce better. Listen and repeat after me. Vi.
Fire.
Bye.
Vi.
Fire.
Bye.
Like saying bye, but with a V. Vi.
Fire.
Violence.
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 Okay. Not violence. Violence.
Violence.
Okay. And that is the noun. Violence. The adjective is violent. Violent.
Violence.
Can you say that?
Violent.
Violence. Violent. Okay. Repeat. Violence, violent.
Violence.
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 The next word is psychologists.
Psychologist.
Psychologist.
This word right here. Psychologists.
Psychologist.
Psychologist.
And the last word is interactive. Where is this word? Interactive. It's somewhere here. Where is interactive? Right here. Interactive. Okay. Repeat. Interactive.
Interactive.
Interactor.
Okay. Okay. So I need you to promise me that you will use your finger. Okay? Andres, Jackie, Ismael?
Yes, I promise.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, remember, 428 seconds. Uh-oh, look. Andres left. Oh, he's here. Let's see. Andres, you're good?
Yes.
All right. So please, now, begin one more time. 1, smile, 1, 2, 3.
Whether we like it or not, violence is a part of all mass media in some TV, on internet, in movies, music, and the video games where people play. What is most disturbing, perhaps, is that it's not used in adult entertainment. On a typical Saturday morning children's television show, up to 25 acts of violence per hour, which means that by the age of 18, the average person has witnessed around 200 to 2,000 violent acts.
What kind of impact does this have on young people? Over 25 years ago, psychologists found that elementary school students who watched many hours of violence on television had more aggressive behavior as teenagers. In recent years, our research have turned their attention to the problem of violence in video games, which are now more popular for entertainment than movies.
One disturbing trend in video game design is the number of games that include extreme violence and killing. Critics of video games are concerned about the impact that these types of video games can have, especially on young people. Violent games are often blamed for aggressive behavior on school playgrounds and in extreme cases for the rise in school shootings.
However, are violent video games the cause of violent behavior?
Psychologists claim that there is violence to suggest that playing violent, video games really does make people feel, think, and behave more aggressively. The research also suggests that video games have a greater influence on television because they are interact and players identify with a take on the role of the killers in the game.
Andres?
Sorry, there are games that reward players for positive pro-social behaviors such as cooperating or sharing. However, children tend to prefer games that require them to be aggressive, violent, or competitive in order to win. One point the critics of violent video games make it that these games are regularly used as part of military training, where the aim is to sensitive the players to killing. It's anything to be happening to young people, they say.
In one study, 80% of junior high school students say they were familiar with a particular violent computer game, but fewer than 5% of parents had ever heard of it. It proves how little parents are engaged with this complex issue.
Isn't it time for us all to take more interest in the effect that media violence has on us and do something about it?
Okay.
But
Tell me, did you use your finger?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I did.
Yes.
Really? Really, really?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
Jackie, really, really?
Yes.
All right. Well, look, this is crazy. You have 2 minutes and 48 seconds. And I don't know if you remember, but on the first time, you had 4 minutes and 28 seconds. Okay, so you had 4 minutes right there, 4 minutes and 28 seconds. And now you have 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Our objective was 3 minutes, which was like 50% less. And you got like 65% less, okay? That is a big difference. That is like 1 minute and 1 minute and 30 seconds off the time. 1 minute and 30 seconds is a big difference when you have an exam with 5 articles and you only have 30 minutes to answer, okay? Because this is just reading. Imagine when you need to, imagine the questions. You have 40 questions and 5 articles. You need to be able to read really, really fast. And an article like this in 3 minutes, it's perfect. It's perfect. And now I know, first I want to say congratulations, because one minute and 30 seconds is a lot. It's a big difference. And well, I know that you didn't understand a lot about this because you're reading fast, but this type of strategy is good for those questions that say, what is this story about? What is the purpose of this article? Why did the writer write this article? And you know, you read it fast, da, 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 and you remember important words, you can answer the question. Why did the author write this? Well, he wanted to tell us that violent games are bad for children, that they are violent, they are harmful. Okay, so we're going to be doing this type of activity in lesson D a lot. You know, you guys read fast. You know, you read fast. You just need to bring it out. We need a test. 2 minutes and 49 seconds. It's awesome. It's amazing. Good job. And now I know there are some words in this article that you don't understand. Let me explain them to you. Please get a notebook. I made these specially for you. want you to repeat after me. Behavior. One more time. Behavior.
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 Behavior. This is a B2 word, so it's a pretty advanced word. The definition for a noun is the way in which one acts or conducts oneself, especially towards others. So I don't know, if you look at the picture, we have weird behavior, angry, and over here happy, and this, I don't know. And an example is, the teacher called Paul's mother to tell her about his bad behavior in class. Okay? So please, I want you to write one sentence with the word behavior in your notebook. You have 30 seconds. Okay, Andres, do you have a sentence?
Not yet.
Jackie, Ismael, do you have a sentence?
I guess.
So, tell me, Jackie.
Aggressive behavior doesn't have relation with violence video game.
It's something about the topic. Excellent, thank you. Ismael?
My sister is very rude with my parents. She has a bad behavior.
Good. Okay, now don't say a bad behavior. Behavior is uncountable. So don't say a. You say she has bad behavior. All right?
Okay.
And Mr. Romero?
My team behavior was great during the competition.
My what?
My team behavior,
Teams.
team's behavior was great during the competition.
Yes. Remember like this. Teams behavior with the apostrophe, because it is possessive. Okay? Very good, guys. Great examples. I loved it. Now let's look at this next word. Repeat after me. The. Repeat. The. Descend.
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 Desensitize.
Desensitize.
Yeah, very good, Jack. Everybody repeat. Desensitize.
Desensitize.
Okay. Desensitize is a B2 word. It's an advanced word. And it's as a verb, It means to cause something to experience, no, to cause someone to experience something, usually an emotion or a pain, less strongly than before, right? This can mean like desensitized. When you are fighting, if you fight a lot, your body becomes desensitized. And the first time somebody punches you, it hurts a lot. But if you get punched every day, like if you're boxing, you get punched every day, then your body gets strong. A punch, it's nothing, and you continue. Same thing with your emotions. You know, if somebody is always hurting your feelings or breaking your heart becomes strong. It becomes desensitized. It is a verb, okay? My example, some people say that violent video games desensitize kids to violence. Try to use it in a sentence, guys. You have 30 seconds to write a sentence. Ismael, are you ready? Jackie, are you ready?
No.
Okay. Go ahead, go ahead. Anybody have a sentence?
Yes, I have.
Tell me, my friend. Okay. Yes.
Yes. The way to create the movies in Netflix is the sensitized.
Can you repeat that again?
The way to create the movies in Netflix is the sensitive.
Um, you're using it like an adjective. So look, the way that they make movies on Netflix is to desensitize. Oh yeah,
For
that's
the
it.
sensitive movies. Oh,
Mm, like, what are you trying to say? That movies on Amazon desensitize people?
the way to create.
They desensitize people.
Yeah.
How?
So the movie is without sensitive.
What is sensitive?
Uh, so with less emotion.
Okay. So, mm, let me see. You can say this: movies on Netflix desensitize people. Okay. Movies on Netflix desensitize people. Um, Football desensitized me from getting hit. You know, if you hit me, I don't care. I don't feel it because I used to play football, and my body is rough. So remember, desensitize and something, or desensitize a person. So, Ismael, what do you say?
Some TV show desensitize me.
Somewhat?
Some TV show desensitize me.
Oh, nice. And Jackie?
The sensitive is a noun. No, it's an adjective, or what is it?
It's a verb. I put it right here. Verb.
But I understand, but I don't know how it
How
is
to
a
use it.
verb. Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, it's okay. You don't need to use it. The most important thing is that you understand what it means, and that it is a verb. See, football desensitizes me. Football hurts me. Football damages me. It's like a verb. Netflix damages people. Netflix loves people. Netflix eats people. It's used like a verb. But it's okay. Whenever you see the word in the future, remember it. And there's one more word. Times 550. Maybe I'll give you 2 words. This word right here is an adjective. Repeat after me. Disturbing.
Disturbing.
One more time. Disturbing.
Disturbing.
It's a B2 word. It's an advanced word. It is an adjective. It's causing anxiety or worry. For example, seeing the dead body on the street was disturbing. It gave me anxiety. Okay, and then here goes the picture. It's a gift. disturbing. All right. It can be a verb, but in this case we're using it like an adjective. Okay, disturbing. Please write a sentence using this word. Okay, while you are writing a sentence for disturbing, I also want you to write a sentence for witness. Okay? Witness is a synonym for see, but it's something more specific, like an event, typically a crime. For example, you cannot say, I witnessed my ex yesterday. No. You can say, I saw my ex yesterday. I saw my grandma yesterday. But witness is an event. I witnessed an accident. I witnessed the shooting. I witnessed the victory of las Chivas. All right? That is an event. Sometimes it's a crime. For example, here, my example, Little John witnessed the accident on Costera Avenue. Please write a sentence for witness and disturb. You are ready? Let me know, please. Okay. Andres, tell me what you got, man.
Yes, it's disturbing when I watch the news about the pandemic and witnessed the damage of the Hurricane Ingrid in Acapulco.
Yes. Thank you, my friend. Jackie, what do you have?
Too disturbing or witness?
Oh,
Oh, well, classes online are disturbing me. It's okay.
yes.
And the last day, I witnessed an accident.
Thank you, Jackie. Ismael?
It's disturbing for me to see a lot of holes in the hike.
Okay. Yes. And witness?
I witnessed the car accident on Luis Cortines.
Ah, very good. You took my sentence and made it your own. Excellent. Very good, guys. Well, that's going to be all for today. The only thing that I want you to do for homework is exercise C. See, in exercise C, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. And you're going to take these sentences and put them in the correct place. You see right here it says 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to take these sentences and put them in the correct place. Yes, there are 5 sentences and only 4 places. So that means that there is 1 extra. Okay? So put it in the place where you think it's correct. You need to pay attention to the context. Are they talking about this thing? Okay, put it there. In paragraph 4, okay, put it there. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, Jackie, Ismail?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, how did you feel the class today, Ismail? Did you like that reading strategy?
Yeah.
Yes, great, man. Great. I love to hear that. Jackie and Andres?
Oh, it's okay for me.
Yes.
It's not difficult.
Excellent.
Easy.
Great. Well, guys, it was a pleasure to have you here. Don't forget to do the homework, and I will see you tomorrow, all right?
Thank you for the class, teacher. Have a nice
Have a
day.
good night, guys.